Welcome again to Family Dynamics with Bola. The last time we talked about listening beyond words, right? You tuning in into the feelings and the needs, that often hide behind what our children say. Today, I want us to take it a step forward. What do we do with that kind of connection? Especially now that summer is here. To everyone, a lot of people that are listening in from the US, from North America, it's already summer. What do we do with that connection? Summer breaks, it brings us more time together, but sometimes, more mess, more stress, and more pressure, to all make it picture perfect. But here's the truth: our children don't need a perfect summer, they need us. So today I'm just going to talk a little bit more on how we can focus on just being present at the summertime, right? Over us being perfect, how we could create simple, meaningful moments that matter far more than the big plans, the travel plans, the vacation Bible school and all that. So I always start with my own story, right? Because it's relatable. And talking to all the moms, I realized that these things that they are common to most parents. So I think it was last summer, right? I usually just have the perfect summer schedule. I have this calendar and the camps that they're gonna go to, the crafts and all that. I was just really looking forward to the kids having a perfect summer. But in about 2 weeks, 2 weeks into the summer, everything has frizzled out. Most of the plans were no longer in place. The kids just wanted to play. They just wanted to play. And when I asked them last year what they liked most about summer, out of all the things, piano lessons, all those things and all that, guess what they said? It was just us spending time together Tuesdays and Thursdays that we'll go to the water park, go with snacks and I usually just even sit down and then they would have fun. It's not the travels, it's not the fancy outings, it's just me being there with them, fully present with them, right? So as parents, I just want to remind you that God hasn't called us to perfect parenting, but he's called us to faithful parenting, right? So let's talk about a few ways where we could choose just to be present with them over all the perfect plans that we have for summer. So let's get practical. Just make room for simple rituals. The first thing you want to do is we don't really need a packed schedule. They don't have to finish all the work and the word. Have a special time with them. It could just be 15 minutes a day, one on one activity with each child that you have. Let them choose the activity that they want to do. No distractions, no agenda, just fun. I'm telling you, those memories, kids don't forget it. It looks simple to us, but it is for them one of the things that they would ever remember. Oh, some of us, this is what we did. I remember when my mom was sitting. I remember when my dad was sitting. It could, just you taking a walk together and all that. Just have a special time with them. And another practical thing we could do that I've been doing is just have gratitude moments, right? In the US, we have Thanksgiving, we wait till November and all that. But you don't have to. Daily, what are you grateful for? Today. It could be at dinner time, it could be maybe at bedtime, right? So we make all the kids share, okay, each person will say one thing that they are grateful for that day. Sometimes it helps us to see little things that make all the difference in life. And then weekly traditions: Friday movie night, pancake breakfast, a walk around the block. Simple yet predictable. It would help us, build those rituals. And I'm telling you, because now we just take walks together, right? And sometimes it's fun. But I realize Those little things, they make all the difference. And the second thing that I wanted us to talk about is have structure, but let it be loose. During school time, it's tight, it's over. But this is summer, the weather is good, they just want to play with the water. It doesn't have to feel like a boot camp for them, have flexible plans. When I even incorporate their schedule, I put, playtime, and they love that. Every kid do. And even as adults, we still want to play, right? Let them have a schedule, but let it be a little bit flexible, right? They can have things that they have to do every day. They have to do their chores and maybe some readings and all that. But, they can do plays. They can have a time where they can do pretty much what they would love to do as you create that memory with them. And then another thing I would love for us to do is, every moment does not have to be magical, to tell you the truth, but we can make each and every moment we spend with these kids very meaningful when we are present. Sometimes they are telling you a really long story, or you already know what they want to say, but just listen, or you could just cuddle them on the couch, just sit or hold their hands as you know, as you walk together, or just watch the stars together. You might come home and you're super tired, but I'm telling you, that 10 minutes that you just sit together and then you're watching the stars or something else that they're now really interested in, right? It's going to speak so much to these kids that you would be surprised at some of the things that they would really, 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 really remember when they grow up. Even Jesus, he never really rushed past people. Maybe when he was healing the crowds or sharing a meal, he was always fully present. And that's one of the things that we want to emulate as parents, right? And one thing I want to just talk about before I leave today is some of the traps that we want to avoid. It's really common and it's very easy. Oftentimes, because the weather is good and we have time and the kids have time, we tend to overcommit during summer. So watch out for that. When we overcommit, then we feel exhausted, right? We're not able to do all the things. You want to go to the park, you want to go visit your friend, you want to go to the beach and all that, right? No, so avoid it. Avoid overcommitting to anything so that you don't feel really exhausted. And then do not compare yourselves to other families. Every single family have something that works for them. If they are going to Paris, if they are going on the summer break, they're going to London, or they're traveling, or they're doing this. That's not your family. Spend time with your kids. Most times, one the kids will remember is some of the things that we just do together. Let's say you bake together, and often maybe you don't really have time to do that during school time. Another thing that I want to say is don't feel guilty as a parent if we feel like we're not making this summer special. Special for kids is very easy. To make kids happy, it's really very easy. Your presence is enough. Your value as a parent is not measured by the number of activities that you do. It is much measured by some of the things by the love that you pour into your children, right? You don't need to do everything. So this summer, I just want to invite you to choose one simple way, just one, to be fully present. It may be you sitting on the floor to play, maybe you putting your phone away, it may be you saying yes to popsicle, maybe the second time, and just sitting with them, or having a picnic, right? Just something simple. Those are the moments that our kids will carry in their hearts forever. And I just hope you've learned one or two things today. Summertime is it's an interesting time because the house is bubbling, spending, they're making so much noise and all that. Enjoy it why it lasts, because before you know, they're all grown up and then they are out of the house, right? Thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode encouraged you, please share with a friend, leave me a review. Remember, presence over perfection. This is where the real magic happens. Thank you so much for listening. This is Family Dynamics with Paula.